This week is a week of changes for me. I might be receiving a new camera. I've had a possible change of heart on gear in general, and there are some content changes I'm making. And I actually have a couple questions for you along the way too. Before I get started, I want to make sure to mention that members should also watch this week's Member Monday video. I discussed projects and news like I always do, but I also have a sneak peek of the location and my plans for my next big field trip. And if you're interested in those types of longer form behind the scenes videos, check out my channel membership. There's a join button below and a link in the description of this video with more information. My channel runs off of those memberships, so thanks a million to those of you that have signed up. Okay, changes. I think I want to get out of the way right now that this isn't going to be one of those dramatic, am I switching to Sony, question mark, exclamation point, type of videos. I mean, I will actually mention Sony in a minute, but like, this is real talk. I'm not trying to get clicks and reactions from you guys. In case you haven't noticed, it's not exactly my style. I actually find those types of videos to insult my intelligence and be really annoying. So I don't like seeing that type of stuff in my feed. So I try not to do it to you guys either. Anyway, let's move on. So I might be receiving the new Nikon Z7 kit and adapter this week. I say might because I have no idea if I'm getting it. I don't know where I am on the pre-orders list, but it has gotten me to thinking that this particular camera order is a really big deal to me. I've ordered other cameras in the past, but this one is different to me. I've said for a long time that I have stuck with Nikon as kind of my main shooter for a couple of reasons. Because one, I like the way that they work and it's familiar, the buttons, the dials, the menus. And also that I have a pretty deep collection of lenses back there. Building a new system, it would require me to change how I work, which would mean a significant investment in time. And it would also be expensive. So it would need to be something really special to make me want to do it. That being said, I have found myself here with a Canon body and a few lenses. I use it mainly for video in the field, but I have been looking into other lenses that would be helpful for me in expanding that collection. I've even been looking at other Canon bodies. I have a Fuji, the X100F. I use that mainly for fun, but I use it here for my work as well. And now I've invested in the Z series, sort of. It hasn't actually been charged yet or received or anything, but my intention with it is an effort to have that one camera that does it all for me. Photo, video, studio, field, wide angle, telephoto, all in one. So I don't have to have two or three systems with me to kind of get everything that I need to do for my work at SnapChick. But in the time since I pre-ordered this, and yes, I canceled the pre-order and pre-ordered it. Long story, watch the videos if you want to. I'll put a link to them up above. But in reading the comments after that, and in other videos, in using the Leica SL, and frankly in anticipation of that big charge coming across my account statement for the Z7, I have kind of started to have some weird thoughts circling around in my head. Do I really need to be sticking with Nikon? Now prepare yourself, because this is where the S word is going to come up. I've started to review my objections to investing in the Sony system. I guess when I first used it, it kind of felt like a machine rather than something that was a joy to use that I was creating art with. It's a different system with different controls and different, lenses. It's a lot of money. And I don't know, maybe I am just entering a midlife crisis, but I can't help but wonder if I would simply be better served to seriously give Sony another chance. Now, again, like I said before, I am not trying to be dramatic or anything like that here. I'm serious. Sony does check a lot of boxes for me, so I don't know, we'll see. I promise I'm not going to start making videos on this topic. Frankly, I can't even believe I'm saying this out loud and on my internet. And on my internet, the internet, my channel right now. I think if you hear me talk about it again, it will probably be because I have one in my hands. But I thought, I'm going to talk to you guys and ask you this question. For you Sony shooters out there, what is your favorite kit? Is it the Alpha 9? Is it the Alpha 7 III? And what lenses do you use the most? Now, I don't want to hear a sales pitch or an argument for or against Sony or Nikon. My question here is that I want to know what you end up using. I know that Sony's great and class leading on a lot of fronts, but what is it that you actually find yourself using if you shoot Sony? Anyway, speaking of gear, I've been doing a lot of gear reviews lately, which is great. I love it, but another sort of change that I'm making on the channel is fitting in most of those gear reviews, fitting them into my artistic photography projects, or rather than fitting them in between or into my projects rather than the other way around, rather than fitting my artistic projects in between all of these gear reviews. So at least for a while, I think that you will be seeing extra videos from me. Normally you would see videos from me on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There might be videos in between now. I've got the Mavic 2 Pro. I've got a video monitor, and I've got a few other really cool things hanging around here. A new action camera. I have other more like my more artistic projects going on too. I have an adventure video planned. I have a big trip coming up. But my question for you here is there anything in particular that you would like to see project-wise? I know everybody wants to see reviews of every camera body and lens out there. I totally understand that. But with regard to my projects where I'm actually doing photography and videography, is there like a lighting technique that you would like to see demonstrated, or a theme that you would like to see? Let me know. Okay, one more change that I mentioned a while back is having more involvement from Raymond in front of the camera. He's been with me behind the scenes since the beginning about. He's been a sounding board, and he's acted in various other roles, and he is a photographer. So I thought it would be interesting to have him do like a semi-regular show on my channel. But before that happens, I want to introduce you to him because I know a lot of you really haven't seen much of him. He's been in member videos for a long time, but he doesn't make too many appearances other than that. So I am going to sit down and interview him in a video later this week. And I want to know what your questions are. Anything goes. Technical questions, his background in photography, questions about working behind the scenes here in SnapChick land. Am I really a pain in the butt? Anyway, any questions? Let me know what you want me to ask him. Okay, everyone. I think that is quite enough for today. I will be back later this week with some of those gear reviews I mentioned, maybe a Z7 video, and I think an adventure video. I haven't done one of those in a while, so I'm excited. Make sure that you subscribe and you follow me on social media. Links to all of that are down in the description below. And last, thank you for watching, everyone.